I like the tie, Art.
This was actually Newt Bass's tie.
Cheers.
It actually has little Newt on it.
In Apple Valley, we don't just play our cards right, we play the long game. All right, council members, ante up. Tonight's hand, a better way of life.
All right, let's see what we're dealing with.
Every hand starts with potential. What matters is how you play it.
Well, that's a card I like, community. In 2025, the town hosted 46 events and the Sing Center hosted 12.
Amazing.
Isn't it? From the high school film festival, swing dancing, to the state of the district, we've had an absolute great year.
I will raise that 3 new playgrounds.
And 1 brand new park.
McConnell Park, $8 million, all grant funded. A sports field, dog park, and a full track.
That was a strong flop.
A veterans monument and a true community effort. It's truly a tribute to all of our veterans.
Now that's the kind of heart you can build a town on.
Well, now things just got interesting. If you're ready to spend a little money, Apple Valley's got a lot of opportunities.
Larry, you've been waiting all night to say that, haven't you?
Sprouts opened the first ground-up grocery store in the high desert. Then came Hobby Lobby, Marshall's, and Five Below.
And still coming, Ulta, Bath and Body Works, and another Five Below at Apple Valley Commons.
Plus the Buffalo Trading Post Center, Aldi, Wendy's, Chipotle, and so many more to come.
It sounds like the turn card we've been hoping for.
I am going to stay on that one.
That spade tells the real story. Almost 30 miles of chip seal, over 43,000 potholes filled, 88 curbs and sidewalks throughout the town.
30 miles?
We didn't just follow the money, we put it to work.
And the ADA upgrades, that's how we make sure everyone gets dealt in.
Smart investments, no bluffing required.
All right, let's see where the cards land.
I'm all in on safety. Thanks to Measure P, we've got 1 new sergeant, 8 new deputies, and a sheriff's service specialist join our team.
And our new captain has been cracking down on graffiti and shoplifting. You cannot outrun that hand.
Safer streets, stronger community.
Back in my fire days, we called that containment. Now we just call it really good policing.
Well, it sounds like a solid stack.
All right, time to show your cards.
With these cards, one thing's clear, Apple Valley's got a winning hand. Here's to a better way of life. Should we tell them it's apple juice?
Hey, we're putting the apple in Apple Valley.
Welcome to the 2026 State of the Town. You've just seen the hand we played in 2025, but the deck's still stacked with opportunity. First, I want to thank everyone here today. One thing I've noticed since arriving in Apple Valley is you have a passionate and engaged community that is rich in history, and it's wonderful to be a part of. I'd like to invite your town council to the stage. Mayor Scott Nassif. Mayor Pro Tem Carrie Leon. Councilmember Kurt Emick. Councilmember Art Bishop. And Councilmember Larry Cusick.
Well, thank you, Todd, and thank everyone for being here. This is a really special event and special for Apple Valley, and I want to get all the right information out today so you can see we all have our notes so we don't screw up. And we have plenty of puns in here, so I don't want to mess that up either for Sarah. So I want to make sure I put those in there. So we're going to start today with Apple Valley, and you can't always control the cards you're dealt, as you can tell, but you can play the hand together. Today we'll be taking a look at every suit stacked up this year. And before we talk about plans and progress, we want to start with the heart of Apple Valley. Our community and places bring us together, and one place in particular that comes to mind is McConnell Park. So let's take a look on how that went together.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Art.
I have to tell you, I am so excited to be here at our new McConnell Veterans Park. It's such a beautiful park to be able to add to our community. I just absolutely love it.
I know, I can't believe this park took us 5 years, but it was well worth it.
Oh, absolutely. When we look at the playground, I love the playground. When we had the grand opening, there were hundreds and hundreds of kids on the playground rolling down the hills. But of course, my favorite part as a veteran is the Veterans Memorial. I actually look at that as a true piece of art and an American history of what our veterans are all about.
It is terrific art, and it's the first one. It's the first Veterans Monument in the town of Apple Valley. It just made sense since we're celebrating Captain Joseph McConnell at this park. We really tried to tie in the theme with our aviation playground as well.
No matter what I think the theme is, they're just out there having a great time.
I agree.
I know, Debbie, that there's tons of soccer groups, football groups, baseball groups. They're all so excited, and they're waiting to hear when the town's going to release this sometime in 2026, hopefully, that we're going to be able to open it up and start having sporting events here in Apple Valley for our local groups.
Yes, we are so excited about that. Probably fall of 2026 is the expectation. And this is our first football field that we've had. It has the goalpost, yes, with the artificial running track around it. It's the first one we've had at the town of Apple Valley. When we did the grant, we did a lot of community outreach, and we reached out to all the residents. That was part of the requirements of the grant, is we had to get their feedback and see what the neighborhood wanted at this park. There was a lot of different things that they requested, and we made sure that, you know, as like I said, part of the grant, the California Prop 68 grant, that was a requirement. And so we were able to accommodate everything that the residents asked from us.
I'm so grateful the town was able to partner with the Apple Valley School District. This 10 acres used to be soccer fields many years ago that you and I would remember. And now that it's going to have these kids playing back on here, it's absolutely great. And we really need to thank the Apple Valley School District for all their help and support.
We have a great partnership with them, and they have been wonderful working with us. They leased this property to us, and that was all approved through the grant also. Yes. And we couldn't have done it without them, you know? So it's been a great partnership with the school district for sure. Well, I don't know what we're doing sitting here. Let's go enjoy the park.
Absolutely. I want to look at the monument one more time.
Okay, let's go.
Well, that was great. That video truly captures what McConnell Park means to this community. So I'm going to start with you, Art. You've been a strong advocate for our parks, community spaces. And what stood out to you the most in that part, in that video, at that park?
Thanks, Scott. I have to tell you, that was a great day with Debbie and I were out there looking at the park. What really stands out to me is just how much our parks mean to our community here in Apple Valley. They're more than just green spaces, which a lot of parks are just green spaces. They're gathering space. I think about moments like the Veterans Day, standing together, recognizing the men and women who served this great country, seeing generations side by side. For my own grandchildren, these spaces are where neighbors became friends and the community truly comes together, Scott.
Well, thanks, Art. You've always said that before, the parks are where community truly happens, and this is really, we've really tried to prove that this last year, and it's coming, and we'll be talking more and more about that. We had an incredible year in 2025, and we hosted more than 46 community events, thanks to our recreation department. If you get a chance, see them after the show and get more information on what we're doing. But in addition to that, you know, our community showed up in a big way on community cleanup days. Art, you want to talk about what we did in 2025 and what's in store for 2026?
Absolutely. This is actually extremely exciting, Scott. The town of Apple Valley hosted 6 cleanup events at the park off of Highway 18 in 2025. I know I'm always picking up tires and trash in the community and dropping it off there. And I know Carrie and I both have our own streets that we keep clean. We collected 392 tons of trash and had more than 2,900 residents participate in those 6 different cleanup days. The turnout was so strong, it actually led to something much bigger. thanks to a grant, which we're really good about here in the town of Apple Valley, we are going to be able to double the number of cleanup events in 2026. We will begin hosting them monthly, every month at the park on Highway 18, and that's a total of 12 for the year, Scott.
And you can't miss that. There's a line out the door
Yes.
all the way down the street and down Highway 18 on that. But
Yep.
thanks a lot. That's one a month we're adding. And I want to remind everyone that's free to our residents. That helps keep your community clean, your houses clean, and our deserts clean, and make it a good place to live and work and play here in Apple Valley. Right, Art? You've seen
Yep,
it.
absolutely.
That's a big commitment, and it really came from our residents stepping up. And the community isn't just about parks and events. It's also about how we care for the most vulnerable, which includes our animals. Our animal shelter saw a lot of activity this year, as many other animal shelters did. Can you share some of the numbers and why the council felt it was important to have local control over our Apple Valley Animal Shelter?
Absolutely, Scott. And I have to tell you, local control, that's what the people of our beautiful town elect us for, is to be able to control. And keeping our own animal shelter here in the town of Apple Valley was a great example of local control. In 2025, our animal shelter welcomed more than 20,000 visitors. That's families looking to adopt, volunteers giving their time willingly to the town and to the animals we serve, residents seeking resources, and community members stepping up to make that different. This past year, 745 dogs were adopted, 390 cats found their forever home, and that's exactly why retaining local control was so important to this council, to all 5 of us. Local control means accountability. Local control is, at the end of every day, is caring for our animals. It isn't separate from caring for our community. It's actually a part of who we are here in the town of Apple Valley.
Thanks, and those numbers truly speak for themselves. It's outstanding, and it also goes to the heart of the decision we all made regarding our animal shelter. And I think it's also worth noting the animal shelter is located right in the village of Apple Valley, our downtown in Apple Valley, which connects directly to what we're going to talk about next. Kurt and Carrie, you both were on site celebrating new business openings this year. And can you fill us in a little bit about what the video is coming up for our audience here?
Sure, Scott. Well, I was thrilled to be doing some shopping in the village recently, and I was able to chat with Lindy a bit when I was out there about what's happening in the village area.
And while Carrie, while you were shopping, I was having a fantastic time at the ribbon cutting for Raising Cane's.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, let's take a look at our next video.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, Sylvia. What a great way to start 2026 with Raising Cane's.
It really is, and what makes this moment even better is what it represents. In 2025 alone, it's 573 businesses opened in Apple Valley.
Wow, 573 businesses?
Yep.
I had no idea. That's not just growth, that's momentum.
It is, with Raising Cane's opening here, it's a strong start to 2026. And across the street, we have Hobby Lobby, Marshall's, and Five Below opening soon.
This is great. How exciting is this? We have Sprouts behind us. We have all kinds of stuff going on here at this center and across the street.
Exactly. Sprouts opened up just a few months ago, and it's been a huge success.
What does this growth mean for the town long term?
What this means is more jobs, more opportunities, and services close to home. True economic development is not only about what we build, it's about shaping the community that we shop, dine, invest, and relax in.
And judging by this crowd, the town is here, supporting Apple Valley and showing up.
Absolutely. But big names are only part of the story. To really understand the economic growth Apple Valley has seen, we must remember where it all began. And actually, I think Lindy's in the village shopping now.
Fantastic, let's go.
Lindy, fancy meeting you here,
Carrie, you know I love shopping local.
especially in the village.
Yes, The Village is one of the longest standing shopping areas in Apple Valley, popular since before our incorporation in 1988. The Pueblo shops were actually built in the 1940s.
Today, we're seeing a lot of new energy alongside of that history.
Yes, the town adopted the Village Specific Plan, which makes development and renovation in the area more streamlined. So we're seeing a lot of interest in the Village. Small businesses and restaurants love the accessibility and the small downtown feel. But there's also a lot of great opportunity for larger development in the Village, like manufacturing, which brings a lot of jobs to Apple Valley.
Yeah, so I was just at a groundbreaking last month.
Yeah, Polymer Concepts. They're actually bringing 200 new jobs to the town.
Speaking of job, the town did a great job with the ADA sidewalks right here in the Village.
Those improvements are about accessibility. They make shopping easier, safer, and more inclusive.
The best thing is that they were grant funds.
Yes, we love a grant.
And I love shopping. Great talking to you today, Lindy. It was nice to see you. I'm off to finish my shopping.
It was good to see you too, Carrie. Bye.
Bye.
That's cool. It really, that video really shows the momentum we built across Apple Valley. It also shows the collection of shoes that Carrie has gotten over the years. So that was cool to see, and got an opportunity to show those off.
Yes.
And I hope you were buying those.
A lot of shoes.
Oh yeah, and they're all bought in Apple Valley, right? Yes. Okay. Let's move on. Kurt, I want to bring you both in on this growth issue. And so, Kurt, I want to talk a little bit about the picture. Big picture. When people ask, how's Apple Valley doing, the numbers tell the story, but can you share a little bit of what's happening right now and in the future?
Yeah, I think it's exciting to see. We'll take a step back here for a little bit here and look at the big picture. I was amazed to learn that we had 2,732 active licensed businesses last year. 573 of those new businesses which opened that same year, 2025. Incredible numbers and growth right here in Apple Valley.
Those are significant numbers, and I want to, and it's not just the businesses that we're looking at. Carrie, let's talk about the growth on the residential side. Can you talk a little bit about what we're seeing on the residential growth and how that's affecting Apple Valley?
Yes, thank you, Scott. We're definitely seeing momentum on the residential side. In 2025 alone, 120 new single-family residential permits were issued, and that's real families choosing Apple Valley. That kind of growth tells us people see the value here. They see the parks, the schools, the public safety investments, the infrastructure improvements, and they want to be a part of it. And as someone who works closely with buyers and sellers every day, I can tell you the interest in Apple Valley is strong, and it's growing for all the right reasons.
Thanks, Carrie. You know, the growth is happening on multiple fronts. Businesses opening, families moving in, and the investment continues to grow across town. Kurt, there's a few projects we're especially excited about. Can you highlight some of the new developments coming into Apple Valley?
Sure. It's a little hard to where we begin here, but there's so much coming to town. You heard a little bit about the Buffalo Trading Post Plaza in our opening video with Aldi's, Chipotle, Wendy's, and Dutch Brothers. You may have noticed that green fence at Rancherias and Highway 18. It's starting. We also have Ulta, Five Below, Bath and Body Works are coming to Apple Valley Commons, where the Super Target is. And I know we are all excited about Hobby Lobby. I know my wife is. She's reminding me, yes, I see you out there. Marshall's and another Five Below set to open very soon across from Sprouts.
That's awesome. I know Susan's very excited about Hobby Lobby as well. That'll save a...
We'll see each other there.
And now, yeah. Those projects are what the residents have been asking for a long time, and it's very exciting to see them come to reality. And Carrie, I want to take a moment here and talk about how Apple Valley's come a long way since incorporation. Can you put the growth into perspective that's happening?
Yes, and Scott, I know you've been here over 65 years. I've lived here 59 years, and Larry, you were born here. And boy, has our town grown. Apple Valley incorporated in 1988 with a population of 41,000 residents. We have grown by more than 34,000 residents over the last 37 years. We now serve over 75,000 residents.
Thanks, Gary. I know those numbers are embedded in my head, but that kind of growth doesn't just impact our economy, it also impacts how our people move around town, how we plan, and how we maintain our infrastructure. When we talk about growth, roads are always part of the conversation. Growth brings opportunity, but it also brings responsibility. And that's why we've been so focused on making sure our infrastructure keeps pace with the community that we serve today and well into the future. Larry, I believe you paid a visit to the Public Works Yard, and I want to take a look at how we're investing in our roads and what we're doing to keep Apple Valley moving safely and efficiently. So let's key up the next video.
Hey, good morning, Larry.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very well, sir. Good to see you here. We're sharing with you what we got going on here at the Public Works Department.
I see we have a new vehicle behind us today. It says it's pipeline inspection. You want to show me what's going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely. They're in training right now, and what they're doing is they're showing them how to use the cameras. And this vehicle in particular is a highly advanced camera truck, and it's designed to help supplement our cleaning programs in the town of Apple Valley.
That's great. How far down the pipeline will the camera go?
It'll go up to 1,500 feet.
That's pretty good. I like that. How many linear feet of pipe did we inspect this year?
We inspected and cleaned nearly 135,000 linear feet.
So why do we need the new truck this year?
Well, I'll tell you, this truck here is vital to us in supplementing our cleaning programs. It not only goes the 1,500 feet so that we can see what's wrong or what's going right down the line, but it also helps us ascertain what's going on with the pipeline and our flows.
I know not all the homes in Apple Valley are on sewer right now, but I know we're working towards getting more of them on sewer all the time.
Yeah, that's correct. All of our new development is typically conditioned to be on sewer, and even the older septic systems that fail, if they're within distance, a certain distance of sewer, we'll make them connect.
That's great.
And since you're here, why don't I show you what else we've got new this year?
Let's go see it. So I see we got another new truck here.
Yeah, so here we have our older patch truck and our newest piece of equipment for patching potholes, our trailer.
So how many potholes are we actually filling in a week?
In a week, we're filling nearly 1,000 potholes.
That's pretty awesome. So which truck does what?
They both do the same thing. The truck here carries 6 tons of asphalt, and the trailer carries 4 tons. And together, they're putting out about 3 to 4 tons on average per day.
That's a lot of tonnage. And how do we report potholes coming? If you have some on your street, how do you report the potholes?
You go to our Apple Valley app.
And what do you do with there? You just go there and it tells you to report it and automatically goes to your office?
That's correct. So you take a picture and mark a pin where you're at, and we'll take care of it.
I don't think everybody knows that, so I'm glad we're getting that out there. So it's 1,000 a week, and the potholes, how many is that in a year?
Almost 45,000 potholes were filled last year.
How many miles of roads did we resurface in 2025?
29.3 miles.
That's a lot of resurfacing. How many actual miles of roads do we have in Apple Valley?
450.
Miles?
Miles, yes.
Wow, that's a lot. I know we try to be proactive with doing the potholes and the repaving, and that's our goal, is to try to keep up with everything.
Absolutely.
I know we have a lot of equipment here. Are we going to go see some other equipment today?
Yeah, we got one more thing to show you. Follow me.
Well, here we are in front of, looks like a sweeper truck. Can you tell me a little bit about what we do with the sweeper and how many of these do we have?
So this is our newest Class C sweeper. We've got 2 of them in our fleet.
Do we do the roads with just the curbs, or we do other roads with the sweeper?
So we do all the roads in the town, including those that are with and without curb.
How many miles a year do we use the sweeper on the roads in Apple Valley?
So this year we've done 674 miles of street sweeping.
Well, that's a lot.
This new one is smaller. It's a Class C, so it can be driven by anybody with a standard driver's license. It's more maneuverable and can get into smaller and tighter spaces. Well, thank you, Larry, for visiting us here at the Public Works Yard. We appreciate it.
Well, it's always good to see all the new stuff that we're bringing into the community and let them know what we're doing with the roads and our streets in Apple Valley.
I agree.
Ready?
Yep.
Well, that was great. That was a great video. Truly shows how much work goes into keeping a town our size moving forward. So Larry, I'm going to go to you. When people talk about roads, they usually think about what they see day in and day out. But with the scale of what's happening across Apple Valley, it's pretty significant. Can you share some of what's been accomplished this past year?
Sure, Scott. First thing, it helps to visualize. It's by giving the residents the full picture. There is 450 miles of roads in Apple Valley. That is the equivalent of driving from here to San Francisco. That's a lot of roads. In 2025, we resurfaced 29.3 miles of roads, and it's not just major projects. There are a lot of behind-the-scenes work residents may not see. Some of the stats you saw in the video: 43,950 potholes filled, 674 miles of streets swept, and 18 miles of road striping completed. But the maintenance is constant all the time.
Continuing to move forward. So thanks, Larry. Appreciate that. And that's the kind of work that keeps people moving safely every day. There have been quite a few mentions of grant funds here. Grant funding got us McConnell Park. The Cal Recycle grant got us doubling the amount. Well, let's see, it was quarterly, goes to 12, so it's almost tripling the amount of cleanups we have for 2026. So Larry, can you talk a little bit about how grants are helping us stretch local infrastructure dollars further?
Sure. Roads are one of our biggest responsibilities. In 2025, our general fund was about $49 million, and we committed $3.6 million directly to the road repairs. But we know that's not enough for a community this size, so we go after every dollar that we can. Just this December, Apple Valley was awarded $9.9 million federal grant, the largest award in any city in California. For our Complete Streets project, when you combine that with our local Measure I funds, it becomes a $12.4 million investment, improving 3.4 miles along Dale Evans Parkway, Thunderbird Road, and Oto Road. What does this mean for you? Safer streets, protected bike and pedestrian paths, better crosswalks, ADA upgrades, calmer intersections. This is the first major step in a Complete Streets action plan, and it's all about making Apple Valley safer and more accessible for everyone.
Thanks, Larry. And we talked about that $9.9 million federal grant. That's a huge win for our community, and that's more than just smoother roads. That's about safety, accessibility, and planning for the future of our community. And because we've walked and talked about that today, the town of Apple Valley continues to grow, and then with growth comes more cars, more foot traffic, and more responsibility to keep everybody safe. And that brings us to the next story. We worked hard to keep our roads safe, but our public safety goes far beyond pavement. Let's take a look at how Measure P and the impact it's had on the safety in this past year in Apple Valley, and actually 2025 and 2026 we'll talk about. So let's cue up the next video.
We're going to be able to almost double the amount of deputies that are on patrol per shift.
Good morning, Captain. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Great. I want to talk a little bit about Measure P and where we're at. As you know, we didn't start collecting those funds until April 2025 from the county, and we started getting those distributions a couple months later. So we have a little bit of a lag in receiving those funds, but so far we've collected $7.3 million in Measure P funds, so that's been awesome.
Since July of 2025,
right.
We did a few things. So we were able to add 8 deputies.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to add 1 sheriff's service specialist.
Uh-huh.
And what a sheriff's service specialist is, if people don't know, they handle all non-suspect contact reports.
Okay.
So what that does is, by adding 1 of those positions, we can then have deputies handle more priority calls.
Priority calls.
Right.
Right.
Correct. And then we were also able to add 1 sergeant. So since July, we've added 17 deputies to Apple Valley. Now, through that, we've had 5 deputies that were either transferred to another division and or promoted. Technically, we're up 12 positions now at Apple Valley, which is a great deal. So we've had 5 deputies that are currently in the field training program, and they should be completing that program around April of 2026. Starting February 7th, we have 7 new deputies starting.
Wow.
They will start obviously with their field training program. They'll complete that around June or July of 2026. But just looking at April alone, we're going to be able to almost double the amount of deputies that are on patrol per shift.
So I know as we've implemented some of the Measure P funds in our public safety program, you've been able to reduce our response times, and you have something about, you have a gang team that's done some great work in Apple Valley?
That is correct. We implemented a 4-man gang team.
Awesome.
So since July, just since July of 2025, the gang team has authored over 49 search warrants. They've recovered 36 illegal firearms and 28 pounds of illegal narcotics.
That's awesome. That's great news for the community of Apple Valley, and it helps implement those safety programs.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that, and our community certainly appreciates that. We get a lot of community support for our service specialists and our deputies throughout Apple Valley, and I know that's going to continue. And I want to thank you for creating that atmosphere for your deputies and for our community, and the investment that you guys have put in on a personal level too. So thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I lived here for the last 25 years, and there's a lot of good people in Apple Valley. We're doing our best to support them in quality of life in Apple Valley. We really take it personal as far as wanting to make Apple Valley as safe as possible. It does take time. Mind you, I've only been here since March of 2025.
And as we get a better handle on the annual funds that we're going to get from Measure P, we're going to continue to invest in public safety in our deputies program. So please tell the deputies thank you for everything that they do. You guys do a great job, and appreciate everything you do.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
It's awesome. That video truly shows the commitment our community has to public safety, passing Measure P and implementing the increase in officers in our community. So they're very dedicated to our community, and if you see them out and about and doing their hard work for us, be sure to thank them. They appreciate all the support they get in our community, and our community has always been very supportive of our public safety officers out on the street. They do such a good job. We want to make sure they know we recognize that. But we're going to begin to wrap this up a little bit, but I'm going to bring all the council back into the conversation. And because everything we've seen today reflects truly a team effort. We've talked about public safety, and one group we want to share and we want to recognize is our code enforcement team. So Kurt, can you share a little bit about how our code enforcement brings their part of the public safety into the picture for Apple Valley?
Would love to, Scott. In 2025 alone, our code enforcement team handled 7,163 code cases, responding to an average of 400 calls every month. They work around the clock, and they do it with professionalism and pride. What people may not always see is code enforcement is often a connector. Working closely with animal control and our police department and other agencies to resolve issues and keep our neighborhoods safe and well cared for. Their work touches every part of our community, and we're incredibly grateful for their dedication and commitment to the town of Apple Valley.
And that's a tremendous workload, and they do work as a team with all of Apple, and I think that's important. They're very proactive in their graffiti removal and trash pickup, and we, you know how it is. You put one piece of trash in somebody else and it collects, so you need to be proactive on that. That speaks to how proactive the town is in keeping our neighborhoods clean, safe, and well cared for. And Carrie, we've covered a lot of ground tonight: community, economic development, infrastructure, public safety. From your perspective, what stands out the most that we've done this past year?
Thank you, Scott, for that question. When I look back on this year, what really stands out to me is the balance we're striking as a town. We're growing, and you can see that in the projects we've talked about tonight, and in what's coming next. The Hobby Lobby and the Marshalls are opening soon, and those are amenities residents have been asking for, and they represent real momentum. But growth only works when it's matched with community involvement, and that's something Apple Valley does incredibly well. We've seen strong attendance at all events year-round, whether it's in our parks, at cleanups, ribbon cuttings, or town activities. And honestly, just look around tonight, This turnout is a perfect example of how engaged and invested our residents are. That's what makes the town of Apple Valley special. We're not just building a town, we're building it together. And that balance between progress and participation is what gives me so much confidence.
All right, thanks, Carrie. Larry, we're going to go to you. We've talked a lot about responsibility, especially our towns continue to grow. Any final thoughts as we look forward?
Sure, Scott. As we look ahead, what stands out to me, how intentionally we're planning for the future with safety, infrastructure, accessibility in the forefront. Our public safety is growing. We've seen a significant, but on the coming April, we'll have doubled the amount of deputies compared to last year. And that's the direct reflection of the commitment of Measure P and keeping our community safe. And last year when I did Bruce Willis, I talked about Measure P, and now we're implementing it. So it was quite a
Are you
quite
glad
a
you
fun
don't
thing.
have to do that again this year?
Yes.
Yeah, so are we.
I think they'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year, yeah.
You may hear us say the word beats. The beat is simply a specific area of the town assigned to the deputy. They can consistently serve that neighborhood and respond quickly as needed. Because of Measure P, funding in Apple Valley Police Department is now able to add additional deputies to each beat, increasing the visibility, improving response times, and strengthening connections to our neighborhoods. In fact, we are the only San Bernardino County currently able to do this. We also resurfaced nearly 30 miles of roads, and behind the scenes, our staff continues to work tirelessly to secure outside funding. Over the last 5 years alone, the town has received more than $56 million in grant funding, helping us do more without placing burden solely on our local dollars. That doesn't even include the millions of dollars Caltrans invested on Highway 18 just this past year.
And Caltrans is great partners with us on doing that, and so I think that overall helps Apple Valley, and we continue to work with them throughout Apple Valley. And Art, you've always emphasized people first. As we close, what do you want residents to know about where Apple Valley is headed?
You know, Scott, that's a great question, but it's also a really tough question because this council and for our town does so much. But I guess if there's one thing, as I think that keeps coming back to me, is our Veterans Day and the opening of McConnell Park. That moment was just so emotional to me personally as a veteran. It was meaningful, and I thought it was truly beautiful. Seeing our community come together in that space, in that new park, reminded me of why this work matters so much to our community. I'm incredibly grateful to have been, I truly am incredibly grateful just to be part of this council and part of the activities going on within our community. And we've seen that same spirit all year long at our free events, in our parks, and at gatherings where neighbors show up for one another. Even as Apple Valley grows, even as our community grows, we're still holding on to that close-knit feeling that we all remember when we were much younger and Apple Valley was much smaller. But it's extremely important to our community today.
Well, thank you, Art. Appreciate that, and thank all the council for their visioning and input on where we've been and where we're going. And that really brings us to the heart of today. There are so many stats, stories, and successes we simply can't fit into just this presentation. But we'll be here after the program. We got a short meeting. We got to finish up something, and then we'll all be in the lobby, so we hope to see you all there. If you'd like to talk to any of us, ask questions, connect with staff. You saw the booths out there, and they're all out there. They got some giveaways for you. We'd love to spend that time with you. There's one more important piece of the puzzle I want to talk about today, and that's understanding the town's budget. We all know for a lot of residents the budget can feel complicated or hard to access. The truth is it tells the full story on how decisions are made and how priorities are set and how we are able to deliver the services that you highlighted here this afternoon or this evening and the services that our community expects. For that reason, the Town Council has asked to include a community budget workshop in an upcoming visioning outreach, so residents can truly understand how our budget works, where the funding comes from, and how it's allocated, and how it's all put and fit together. This goal is simple. It's about transparency, clarity, and helping our residents see the full picture on how that all works and puts together. In March, we officially kick off the visioning process, something we've been talking about and in the works for quite some time, and something we're truly excited about. I often talk about visioning before, visioning without Measure P. Would be talking about what services we're not able to provide. Visioning with Measure P, we want input from all the community on what services they'd like to see moving forward. So we hope to see all of you during our visioning process. And that's your opportunity to help to shape Apple Valley. We'll be announcing those town halls and visioning events designed to hear directly from you, your ideas, your priorities, and your vision of what comes next. And that's why we believe informed information matters. A shared vision works best for everyone that understands the framework that we're working in, including the budget. We can dream, plan, and move together in a forward and thoughtful, responsible way. But I want you all to stay tuned for all that to come out. The information will be getting out to everyone where these town halls will be assembled. We'll be working with the Measure P committee. I want to thank the council for being here. I want to thank all of you for being here at the state of the town. And I especially want to thank our staff for not only putting this together, but for all the hard work they do for our community and our council. You know, I talk about the three-legged stool all the time in business. It's not just the council, it's our community and our staff that keeps that stool afloat and helps us have a better way for a life for all our residents and everybody that comes and visits. So thank you all again, and I hope to see you all out in the lobby here real soon. So we're done. Thanks.